All right. Welcome back. Welcome in wherever you are at this time in the world. Members of the culture. I am Ra and you are here. How is everybody doing today? Fantastic to hear. We got a little surprise review. I know you guys wasn't expecting it, but we're about to drop a review right now. I know, I said a review right now. That's right. We're about to drop an unscheduled review. And we're going to talk about my main man right there, the CT Toys brown suit, Wolverine. This is a figure that dropped last year and caused a shake-up, a stir in the industry. A lot of people were in their feelings. It brought up a lot of debates on whether or not we should support CT Toys and other third-party or knockoff distributors of these action figures. There was a lot of debate about it because really and truthfully, if you go look at the reviews, most of them, this thing scored really, really high, and I'll get into it in just a second in our review and tell you what we thought about it. But it scored really, really high on most people's reviews and came out of essentially almost nowhere. Sold for under $20 in most places you get. The average was between about 12 and 20. We got this one for about around $16 when it was shipped and everything. So it was crazy to believe that I think it's $15.84 was the total with shipping and everything. But under $16, so 20, we'll just say under 20 as a whole, to come out and it really lit the industry on fire because you had people saying that we're buying, it's as good as the Mayfix and it's better than what the Marvel Legends are putting out and so on and so forth. And folks, I got to be honest with you, it does measure up there with those because I have seen some of those figures. I own some of them, and I can tell you firsthand, it absolutely measures up among the best of the figures that I have, and it measures up fantastically against Marvel Legends and other figures that I have. So I'll go ahead and put that as a spoiler alert. That's what I think about it. It is an absolutely killer figure, but we'll talk about that in a minute. As far as the thing about third party goes, let me say this. I don't get into debates on how to tell grown men and women how to spend their money. If you want to support an import or a third party or a knockoff, whatever you want to call it, that's your business. You buy what you like. I'm not going to tell you that not to do that. If you think that figure's worth your money, it's your money. You earned it. It belongs to you. Do what you want. I remember I always tell you guys, like what you like, support what you support. It's your business, right? I don't think it's going to tear down the industry if we choose to get a figure that's fantastic. I think if anything, competition is healthy. So if this figure that's a knockoff, as we're calling it, goes out and it forces Hasbro to think differently and bring their Marvel Legends up to a higher standard, then I think that's fantastic. If competition, which is what's supposed to do, if competition does its job and makes things better, then by all means, that's why we should support it. We should have competition. Because if you just have one person doing something, quality tends to fall off, just in my opinion. Monopoly, I don't think is good. Outside of a board game that you play with your friends, I don't think monopoly is a good term. That's just my honest opinion. You need healthy competition. We need people making figures that have different interpretations of characters so that they can give us a bunch of different versions and visions at different price points, obviously, but they can present that to us. We as collectors need more choices. We need better choices, and competition's a good thing. That's my spiel on that as far as third party. Support what you would like, okay? That's my spiel. Let's get into the meat and the potatoes. Anybody ready to talk about this review? All right, let's go ahead and do it. So we have 5 things we talk about. That is cool, we talk about articulation, we talk about price, we talk about display, and last but not least, accessories. So in terms of cool factor, I don't think there's really a lot that needs to go into talking about cool. This is Wolverine, one of the most iconic, not just X-Men, but iconic characters in comic history. Wolverine is up there. He's in most people's top 10. I think everybody knows who he is. You've seen him in different variations and versions throughout the years. He's still going strong, over 200 years old. We can't kill him, even to this day. As Deadpool told you, he's going to do it till he's 90. So Wolverine, still absolutely one of the greatest. Cool. I would be disrespecting him by giving him anything less than 20 points, so that's what he scores. Articulation, you will be proud to know that this Wolverine is about as articulated as any other figure. He's as articulated as any Marvel Legends that I have come across, if not better. You can get him into a million different poses, folks. He's highly flexible. His joints are stiff and loose at the same time. Stiff where they need to be, but just enough, and then loose enough that you can get him into like When I say poses, this thing poses like a champion. Just being honest with you, it really, really does. Um, I mean, he's double jointed. He kills it. Move around. I mean, you won't have any issues with articulation, right? Articulation, he scores 20 points. Next up is price. Here's where his biggest victory is. You heard me say at the beginning of this video, this figure was under $16 shipped. That's fantastic. We live in a place where, I mean, at a certain time, whereas according to this video, I think the tariffs have been paused, but tariffs are affecting prices, which were already starting to go up no matter what they say. Marvel was already going up on the Marvel Legends. They can say it any way they want to, but those of us that watch, pay attention. So we got figures that are already kind of going up, and now you have a tariff situation and forces you to make some different choices when it comes to your collecting. But in an era where it's getting more expensive, regardless of the reason, for somebody to come out here under $20 and compete with the big boys, that is very, very impressive. 20 points there. Next up for display, how do you look? Now, he won't look like it right now. Trust me, I've measured him. He is around 6 inches. He's just squatting down now, so he looks a lot shorter than what he is. But he's a 6-inch line. He scales well with most Marvel Legends and even some of the DC multiverse at 7. But I wouldn't put him with anything past that. You know, you have some figures that sweet spot's like 7.5, where you can put him with any display. He's with a caveat. He is short, but Wolverine is 5'3", folks. We just have to forget, because Hugh Jackman did such a great job at being over 6 feet tall. We forget that he is actually the on-screen representation of somebody that is canonically 5'3", very short. Okay, that short one in the Deadpool and Wolverine might actually come back, to tell you the truth, because that actually is what he's supposed to look like. But anyway, we're talking about price. That's 20. That was easily 20 points. And then display, as I said, pretty good with anything. I mean, there are some caveats to it, but he's 15 points there. Last but not least, accessories. He does come with another set of hands that do not have claws. So you have his fist. He has another head that is unmasked, and then one where it kind of hangs down like the astonishing Wolverine with the cowl on the back of the neck. He also has a stand where you can use to kind of put him in some poses where he's launching forward or flying, like jumping down on someone. Accessories not bad. I mean, I would have really liked to see a couple of more hands and whatnot, but I can't really complain about that. It's Wolverine. I mean, he is the weapon. No pun intended, Weapon X. But yeah, he's a weapon on his own. The stand is excellent, because usually you don't get a stand with a lot of figures, and they tend not to put stands with figures that they should, but that's a video for another day. Accessories, he scored 15 points there. So altogether, folks, if you factor everything in there, you're looking at somebody that scored, I mean, a whopping, I mean, I'm kind of shocked to put this out there, to even say that, because I know by me telling you that he scored 90 points, it's going to really, really ruffle some feathers, but he scored 90 points out here, believe it or not. That's a fantastic score for somebody that in CT Toys a lot of people did not know about prior to this figure launching, but he scores 90 points, 9 out of 10 basically for this figure. So as I'm saying this, he does have the Tiger Stripe version that is launched out. It's a little bit higher, but still you can get it for about 20 bucks. In any case, folks, please, in the comment section below, let us know what you think about this figure, if you have it, if you plan on getting it, how you feel about third-party or imports or knockoffs, whatever you want to call them. Let us know how you feel about them. As far as I'm concerned, this is the only one I have. It's not saying it'll be the only one I ever have, because you never know what can happen. But he's the only one I have right now, and I'll be honest with you, one of the best figures I have, and he's an import or a third party or a knockoff. I'm using all the phrases today. In any case, folks, please get active in the comment section and let us know what you think about this brown suit CT Toys Wolverine. Are you planning on picking him up? I can't wait to see what you guys say. In any case, thank you all so much for tuning in. Please, please, please continue to stay tuned. And above all, stay great. Give yourselves one more round of applause. All right. We'll see you all on the next one.